Hey everybody, this is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade out in Brookfield, Illinois. I am joined here by former Gamer of the Year, Pete Hahn, and our very special guest, Jeremy Fox from
Thank
Prince
you.
Arcades. Good friend of ours who been in the arcade scene for a long time and opened his arcade not too long back. So we've got a lot of questions for him and
if you got questions for Jeremy later, we'll open it up too. So just remember, if there's something you need to ask him, we'll go to a question and answer session later.
Yeah, I'd say if you have a question on whatever topic we're on, feel free to put it in the stream chat because we are watching, and if it's good and relevant, we'll.
If it's no good, we'll just ignore it. Yeah. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
It's good philosophy.
Cool.
So, you want to start? Shall we cover some initial news?
Yes.
All right. Well, first off, how amazing is it? 2 weeks in a row, apparently,
that we had a podcast.
that we've had a podcast back to back. Maybe we'll be getting on some sort of schedule with this. We appreciate everybody always tuning in and the support. And again, we get so many people asking for more content. So hopefully everybody's enjoying it.
Used to happen once a week, right?
Not
For
even
a
that
while?
much. No, we were on a while where it would go like every 3 weeks, and then
Yeah.
kind of fell off. I mean, then we fell off hard for a while,
Yeah. There was one sporadically, and
and then there wasn't one for like 6 months.
yeah. So happy that we are making time for it, and hope everybody's enjoying it. I guess let's start. Let's do a little bit of a wrap up the last week. It's been pretty crazy. Hate to start on a more somber note, but want to acknowledge that our good friend Sean Quigley passed away. Always such a strong part of the community here, not just at Galloping Ghost, but everywhere. And we've been getting in so many people sending their wishes towards his family, and so many people have been supporting his GoFundMe to help his family with their final expenses. And it's amazing. There's so many stories about Sean, and it's been great being able to talk with so many of the people who knew him through here and his friends that have been reaching out. And it's really unbelievable the community that has been built at the Galloping Ghost Arcade and all over the arcade communities that have been so supportive of one another. And we dedicated this Monday Mystery, this one that just passed, to Sean. We have his favorite game, TNK, up at the front counter. So it's one of those where, while he might be gone, what he brought to the arcade and can still be shared through the games, and just it won't be the same without Sean. But he always was such a positive person, and always wanted everybody to be happy and enjoy life. And again, Pete just posted a GoFundMe page to help his family. So if you can help him out there, it's a sad moment, but again, it brings the rest of us closer together, and Sean will never be forgotten.
No, absolutely not. Like, it was for a while. It was every Tuesday he'd be by, and we'd always share some tacos from Taco Stop. We both got the El Pastor tacos, and they're delicious. And he started coming Mondays and doing the mystery game when he was done with chemo. Man, the guy's been through so much, but it was great to always see him, and he's going to be missed. That's all I
Absolutely.
can really say.
Again, funny, it's some of the stuff that stands out so much with Sean. Like, I know Daniel Pacino went out to visit him, and he was so surprised that Daniel would make time to go see him. And I think
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's that's how much. Not just Daniel Pacino. Like in the last few days, so many of his friends went out to see Sean, and unfortunately, he wasn't coherent or cognitive. But just I appreciate so much how strong this community is, and the respect that has been shown, and it's really awesome of everybody. So I appreciate that, and that's tough to think about it, but yeah, it's he will be remembered for always. So.
Yep.
But moving on.
What do you want to cover next?
Do you have any score stuff or?
Yeah, there's been a lot of scores set in the last week even.
Yeah.
But I was going to do my kudos post where I post everyone's pictures today, and I realized I don't have like half the pictures that I need to do it, so I'm just going to go through the list here and kind of go back. And also I want to apologize to D. Alex. You know who you are. You know who he is. He's also known as the Blonde Bunny. Everyone knows him. The last podcast, I missed quite a few of his scores because he had quite a few, and I want to give him a shout out and an apology for missing his scores last week. He had a bunch last week. He had Neo Geo Battle Coliseum last weekend.
That's awesome.
Oh, wow.
He did Crystal of Kings. Man, what else did he get? Last Blade 2 for Arcade Wars, and then Demolition Derby. He had like 4 or 5 scores, all within... that was not the last weekend, but the weekend before, but I forgot to cover him on the podcast. So he gets a special shout-out.
That's awesome. You know, he's our Pinball Expo champion.
He is.
With the amount of scores he's setting, we're already looking for our Gamer of the Year.
Mm-hmm.
So I
At
saw...
Pinball?
Was that?
At Pinball?
No, just for the arcade in general.
Is there going to be a separate one for Pinball?
That's a good question. We might have to do that.
Or at least
Pinball Gamer of the
I
Year.
think so. I think so.
Not a bad idea. Got a little bit of time on that, but
A few weeks.
a few weeks.
Which will go by in
Moments.
Yeah.
So, well, I know Chris Plackey has been.
He's been on fire too.
Yeah.
Like he really hasn't slowed down much. I mean, he's reclaimed a couple scores. He reclaimed the Night Warrior score, which was previously me and then him and then me again, and now it's back to Chris. I think maybe I jumped one too many times there. We went back a couple times.
They're slacking, huh?
Yeah. Gate of Doom was a T20 game, so Chris came in and beat all those T20 scores. Congrats to Chris, 570K.
That's awesome.
Also on Dragon Gun, 1.8 million. Very nice.
The very famous Dragon Gun.
Yes. We had Stephen Lucas come in from out of town, set a few scores over the weekend. Last week, we had Calorie Coon versus Milgranian, 120K. He set a new high on Pig Out, 216K.
I love Pig Out.
Pig Out, Dying Like a Swine. I like how it's got 2 titles.
I love it. I love the game.
Let's see, we had... I did mention this last time, but Chris did his Timber 4 million points, and I think he's still considering going for the world record at some point. But
What's the world record?
it's a little less than 10 million. It's like 9.7 million. It'd probably take like 10 to 12 hours to do that.
Yeah, I was going to say on Timber, that's a big score.
That's huge, yeah. We had Jeff Lucas set a new high on Golly Ghost, 417.
He got the 1cc on that too.
Yes, he
didn't
did. He did beat the game.
Really?
That is unbelievable.
It gets so crazy at the end.
It's such a good game. For those that was released 2 T20s ago, that was one of the games.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's what a standout game. So many people find it here, and then just have been just so into it. So very cool.
Certainly not very many out there.
No.
We had Jamie reclaim Super Burger Time. Steven had taken that the weekend before, and Jamie came in after the weekend and reclaimed that one. So congrats to both Steven and Jamie on Super Burger Time. What else do we have?
No, you've had a few.
I have.
You did a new Waku Waku 7.
Yes.
You got, what was that, like 21 million?
Yes.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a pretty good score. Like Danny, I'm sorry,
He's so humble, isn't he?
D Alex.
It's pretty good.
No, you know what though? D Alex Blonde Bunny had beaten my score when he was in the weekend before, so that's a reclaim actually.
Yeah.
But that wasn't easy to beat, so it was a good score I had to beat.
How long of a game is that?
For
21 million.
Oh, that's actually a pretty short game. That's probably a 10 to 12 minute game.
Really?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, because there's only 7 opponents. There's like the Waku Waku 7, then there's the bonus Coon, and then the final boss. So it's only 8 stages.
Huh.
But it's a
I
fun
haven't
game.
played that one.
It's Neo Geo. You probably like it. It's one of the silliest fighting games.
Yeah. That was also a T20 game, wasn't it?
No.
No, it wasn't.
It was
No,
one of the
it wasn't.
hidden. It was a hidden like mystery game that you just put out one day.
Yeah, yeah. With the expansion.
Right.
Then you also had King of the Monsters 2.
Yes. Yeah, I had that Monday night.
That's awesome. Great game. Another Neo Geo.
Yep. You know what? Monday night also a really old one of the original records that went down here was Twin Eagle. It was a Matt Rocco record from 2012, I want to say.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mozzie's beat it Monday night. He had 1,327,000.
7
awesome.
years later. Huh?
Yeah. So congrats to Mozzie's on taking that number 1. Nice job on that.
And then last night you got Guerrilla War 2.
Yes. Which is that's a 1 credit clear. It's a 1,000,000 point bonus at the end, so it's like that's the bulk of your scores right there.
It's awesome. Very impressive.
Yeah. I'm happy to get that one. It's one of the harder clears I've done. So
How was the rotary sticks?
after you whatever you did to fix out that player 1 rotary stick is that one's working perfectly. So I'm happy. I like rotary stick games lately.
Yeah.
Like before this, I was on Akari Warriors, and before that it was Heavy Barrel. I'm kind of doing a thing with the rotary games.
It's awesome.
But yeah, that's about it for scores, I think.
Very cool. We had creator of Orcade in last night, David Hernley.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
was
right. Oh, he was here for a minute too on Monday night.
Yeah, yeah. Joined us. Just missed the unveiling on the Monday Mystery Game, but always great to have him in. We've been hard at work updating the site. So we purchased it from David a while ago, and have not had our big update yet, but it is coming. So stay tuned. We're going to be having a lot of things for not only player versus player stuff, but some new interesting things for pinball as well, and anxious to get more arcades signed up and more players involved and get people setting scores everywhere. So.
Lumbo says 12 hours is nothing.
12 hours is nothing. Well, he did 12 hours without a break.
Is that the Mania?
Yeah, that's Mike Lumbo Lombardi's Matt Mania.
Yeah.
His middle name should be Mania. Mike Mania Lombardi.
You have to change it. How many hours was that?
How much was Matt Mania?
Yeah.
It was like 12, wasn't it?
Was it?
Was it 12 or 14?
I don't remember.
I don't.
Mike can tell us.
Yes. He goes by Lumbo. Lumbo had to tell us.
Yes.
But yeah,
Mania.
what's really impressive is that just the no breaks. Like there's no break in the action.
Can't.
Yep. Just it's one round. You lose one round, and you're done. Some enemies, they grab you once, you'll never get up. So,
Moving on.
yeah, let's move on from that.
All right. I guess we will cover. We've got a bunch of events coming up. We had mentioned at the Monday Mystery possible rumors of a Friday Mystery game over at Galloping Pinball.
Huh.
And yeah, let's do it. Let's have a Friday Mystery game. So,
Is that official?
It's
yeah,
gonna
we'll
happen.
make that official. Well, that'll be official. We'll see everybody at 5 p.m.
Yep.
5 p.m. on Friday for the unveiling of
Don't say the game.
something new.
He almost
Thought you were
said
gonna
it.
say
I
it.
won't say
He was
it.
going to say it.
I thought you were going to say it.
No, never. So that we have coming up on this Friday. Then we have next Friday is going to be our Street Fighter 3 tournament,
Yes, third strike.
Third Strike.
Oh,
And then
nice.
Saturday we've got our big swap meet.
Yes, it's going to be excellent.
Oh, it's going to be so good.
So many boards
Next
out there.
Saturday?
That'll be the 28th.
You want table?
I don't know, man.
Well, you can let me know offline.
Yeah. It's hard to get away on a Saturday or Sunday from the arcade.
It is.
You know,
It is.
that's the only thing. Otherwise,
Cool.
been to 20 of them.
Yeah.
Here, right?
Yeah. We've been to almost all of them.
For sure. Well, I guess let's make the focus now on our guest, Jeremy Fox of Prince Arcades.
Oh, nice. What do you got?
You know, stranger, we've had a podcast or two with you before in the past,
Mm-hmm.
so thank you for being here.
But we haven't had you since after you opened the arcade, though. We've
No.
had you before.
I know we've talked about it 10 times in the past,
Mhm.
almost year.
Yeah. So yeah, this is gonna. We gotta go back and compare like what you thought to before and after. We gotta listen to the old episode, the archives, because I want to know. Well, Doc will probably get into
That would
it,
be
but-
interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah. See how differently you answer things.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to be the same, so.
You're gonna be exactly the same.
What do you got?
All right.
So,
Doc, you start.
yeah, let's. So, I guess what was kind of your philosophy in opening your arcade, and what we can. Now let's start with that. What was kind of like your philosophy in opening your arcade, and why? Why would you open an arcade?
Yeah. Why would you open an arcade?
Yeah, because I had nothing else to do 7 days a week, right? Well, we opened it because the neighborhood we're in, Bolingbrook, didn't really have anything like that. Lyle has one, and they're not far from us, but both towns have a huge population now, so it's not like there's any shortage of people. In opening the Promenade Mall, we thought our odds would be a little better than our first couple location ideas we were looking at, which I'm glad fell through. So I think we ended up in the best spot that we looked at. It was our third or fourth choice of location.
Oh, okay.
We kind of opened it because we wanted to do a family business, and even though we've been doing arcade stuff for about 15 years now, it is something we haven't done in the arcade world, is have an actual arcade location. And it seems to be on the rise in popularity as far as just general people go. There's
It looks like it.
Yeah, it seems like there's more regular people, if you don't even include like standard gamer guys, like diehards, but more average people are getting into it seems like than before, maybe 10 years ago or something. Definitely. So we're going to fill that gap where we're located. Something to do, family friendly, reasonably priced, and
You're 15, right?
$15.
$15
And
a
we
player.
got 75 games right now,
75.
including pinball.
Cool.
How many pins?
6. We got
That's a lot.
Yeah, we opened up with one. We had F14 only, and then we bought a couple from Troy Smith. It's right there.
He was in our Facebook stream.
Troy, an excellent person to buy video and pins from.
Yes, as far as trustworthy people go, Troy Smith is right up there. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Which means a lot today.
There's a lot of people to buy from, and you were one of the first people we were buying games from. Long before you had opened
Yeah.
as a venue, you were buying and selling cabinets all the time. How did that start? And
we actually went over that last time with Troy Smith.
yeah.
But we started out with one location in Bolingbrook. It was an old produce and kind of deli, and we had 3 games in there. We bought off a friend of Troy's 15 or so years ago. Then we got into vending, like soda machines, snack machines, sticker machines, and all that stuff. And then we got out of that, ended up getting into arcades full time. I don't remember exactly when that was. Probably Troy sells to everybody. Molly Hatchet. He's on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know.
Do you still do a lot of that on the side? Do you still sell a lot of...
We do, yeah. We have many storages full of games still. right now it's a matter of time. Like we're always trying to squeeze in a trip over there and do grab 2-3 games, bring them back home, work on them, get them going. We're swapping a lot of stuff in and out of the arcade and kind of keeping an eye on stuff that doesn't get played. And if we see it not getting played for quite a long time, we'll take it out and put something in its place.
Nice.
Sometimes we'll put the stuff in storage, and sometimes we'll just sell it and put that money towards other stuff. But it's kind of fun that way. And with the size of place we have, it's a reasonable thing to do because, you know,
Yeah.
like a little variety when they come in. There's a lot of regulars that come in a lot. So
Yeah, absolutely. So I've seen a lot of the high scoring crowd kind of gravitate to your place too.
they've all been by
Yeah.
a few times. So there's a lot of cards on games, and most of the gamers derived from here that are setting scores, of course. But yeah, they've come by, and we got a couple scores set by unlikely people.
Yeah, I know the guy that did that Star Wars score. He wasn't here before. He was just
Walter.
Yeah, he just went right to you.
Yeah, he lives in Bolingbrook, and
Cool.
a couple other guys too. Like I think our house high on Mr. Dew is a local business owner from Woodridge,
Oh, that's cool.
and yeah, I think we've caught a lot of people that maybe weren't going far, and we're looking for somewhere to go, and we're still finding a lot of accidental people coming in because they're just in the mall shopping and stuff, and they happen by us. But every single day we talk to people that didn't know we were there, which I understand you guys do that too.
Yeah.
Still, after 9 years, which is funny to me.
Yep.
But I guess there's just so many damn people out here.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I got some guy that said he's lived in Brookfield for years and didn't know we were here. I'm like, how could you not know?
Maybe he's on his phone when he drives down the entire street of Ogden.
Could be.
Perhaps.
When you were opening, like we've had so many people reach out to us trying to open arcades, and inevitably there's always issues and troubles and concerns that everybody has when opening any new business. But what were some of the issues that you hit when you were opening?
The biggest issue we ran into by far was real estate agents. And the village was awesome to deal with. We went to a couple of hearings, told them what we wanted to do. They were all on board. Hadn't been a regular arcade in town since the late 80s. So 85 or 86, I think, was the last arcade, you know.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'd say really just location
Yeah.
was the biggest problem, and we kept running into a lot of promises everywhere we went, and then they would fall through. But a lot of these people in that business, I think, aren't. You know, they want to sign you up, but they don't really have anything to sign you up for, so they kind of string you along. That's what we ran into a lot. But again, I'm really glad we ended up where we are, because our first couple choices, although the buildings were great, I think we would be floating by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because of the foot traffic has been a real awesome thing where we're at in the mall. So that's other than that, I don't know. A lot of these guys want to start an arcade, but they don't have any games.
Well, they should talk to you.
You should talk to me or Troy Smith.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing is we literally spent over a year getting games ready to go. Like, and that's another thing I see, you know. You don't want to be a pessimist to people, but you gotta. Some guys don't want to listen either, but like we spent over a year getting the games ready, like literally every day. Shopping games, getting them wrapped up, put in storage, so when it's time to open an arcade, you can actually drive the games there, put them on the floor, and turn them on, instead of having 20 little issues on each game, which is a lot of the problem for the arcades, I think.
Has maintenance been an issue for you? How's that been?
Maintenance has been great.
Really?
Yeah, we kind of fixed them too good. I mean, we've had our share of stuff, but it hasn't been overwhelming or anything. I mean, we keep a stockpile of monitors that are repaired and ready to go. That way, when a monitor goes out, and our place is so small, we won't have any out of order stuff on the floor. We just can't, because not in that size of place, you know.
Right.
I mean, people gravitate towards that, it seems, and we don't want to. When it's a one-room arcade.
You gotta just valuable, yeah.
Yeah, so we keep spare stuff in the back, and we keep 4 or 5 back there that are ready to rock. So whenever something goes out, we dolly it right in the back and put something else out there, and then get it fixed. But no, staying ahead of the maintenance is definitely key, in my opinion. That way you don't get bogged down and have 20 things to fix at once.
Yeah.
I don't have 700 games on the floor, so I don't know if I can imagine that. But
even with like any arcade you go to, you can expect to see games down, and I've always 10% isn't a surprise at any place, so that's awesome that you keep that 100% mark. That's really impressive. What of the game when you were opening? How were you picking which games were going to make it onto the floor?
oh,
I know.
that was so tough. You know, I struggle with that every single day still.
You have to keep Carnival on the floor at all times?
Yes, absolutely. We have a spare or two. Carnival.
Just in case.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
Nice, Matt. 6174 saying that your your selection of games is outstanding.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
We had a question on Facebook, what's this all about? If you're just joining us, we got Jeremy Fox of Prince Arcades, who opened, how long ago?
We opened December 22nd of last year.
So not quite a year yet.
Not quite a year.
But we're getting his take on what it was like to open his arcade and some things he's run into, things that he didn't think were worries that were worries, and we're kind of just grilling him about what went into opening his place. So thank you, Jeremy, for taking the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I still debate that all the time to answer that last question. We have so much good stuff in storage that nobody knows we have. And we have so much stuff that's like shrink wrapped and ready to put on the floor. And we're still buying stuff too. Like the next one that's going to go up on the floor probably won't be this week. It'll be next week because we're waiting for one thing on it. But that's one we just bought.
Yeah.
Like, you know, sometimes you forget about the stuff in storage and you find these deals and you just have to get them no matter what. So it's a sickness.
You got Lumbo with the question, which game gets the most play at your arcade?
I'm gonna narrow it down to a few. I would say let's go top 4 or 5. Rampage World Tour.
Mm-hmm.
Gauntlet Dark Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Pac-Man and Galaga.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Some multiplayer stuff and some classics.
Yeah. I'm not going to discount Turtles or Turtles in Time too, because those things are always being played.
Yep. Constantly.
Yeah.
Are you still doing woodshop stuff, or is that slowed down since the arcade?
We are still doing it full time. We're expecting Christmas season soon, so we're kind of stockpiling our cabinets for our new stuff, but we are still currently in the wood shop. Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't know, Jeremy does awesome cabinet reproductions of like stuff that's classic stuff, like Nintendo cabinets, Konami cabinets. Yeah, just if you're looking for a cabinet for a project, hit him up. Definitely, he'll do scratch build for you.
We actually Jeremy built our Darius 2 cabinet and our Rastan Saga 3 cabinet, Warrior Blade.
Yep.
As well as our Spectre Files cabinets for Galloping Productions.
Yes, that's right.
So
I'm talking to a guy earlier today about adding Tron to the list of cabinets we're doing. We really just want a couple pre-orders, you know?
For sure.
It's hard to. I got a guy that's offered to send me his beat up Tron, and I said that's totally fine, even if it's beat up, because we've used some really, really bad ones as templates, and that's fine because we hand cut instead of CNC. So, but hopefully we'll be adding Tron to the menu in the next couple days here. We'll see how that goes.
Nice.
Yeah, we're at 20 something right now that we're doing.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What with as many games as you've bought over the years, what are a few of these standout ones that jump to mind?
That are currently at the arcade?
Sure.
Well, that's a good question.
What's that sit-down one?
That's a good
Where
question.
you got to land the plane. What's that one?
Landing gear?
Oh, landing gear. Yeah, I should have remembered that. It's
Man,
hard.
It's so hard.
It is.
So hard.
It's harder than landing the plane on Top Gun, I think.
My daughter was 11 and she
did it, right?
did the whole game.
That's incredible.
This is the first day we had it. She finished the whole game. I don't think I've landed 2 planes in a row still to this day. Standout games. That's a hard question.
Like we've been on so many warehouse runs together and picked up so many ridiculous games, and
Yeah.
For me, I remember stuff like Tattoo Assassins and
That was pretty outstanding.
yeah.
Yeah.
But I know because you had such a big backstack, was there, and again, I so many trips to Troy's and all over the place. So.
Yeah. Well,
No, you haven't found any grills of yours?
Yeah,
I don't think I've had time to have any grails. Because for so many years we've just been looking and finding. It hasn't been
For you, yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
A lot of guys are like, there's nothing out there. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, you're finding stuff
They're
constantly.
all over the place.
Yeah.
But
You got a question, what is the most popular pinball at Prince Arcades? It's from
Mm.
your aim.
from Maurice.
Yes.
It's probably Total Nuclear Annihilation. TNA,
Nice.
I'd say.
We had a question on Facebook. Doc mentioned a group that was about opening arcades. Is that a Facebook group? And how would someone join that?
It is a closed group, so it's called "So You Want to Open an Arcade."
That's the name of it.
Yeah.
So you want to open an arcade.
So,
Feel free to shoot me an email. We try to kind of vet out people who are really serious about opening arcades. There's so many people that are, it's the full spectrum of people who are just like, oh, what's that like? And then there's people who are like, okay, I've been buying games, and how do I get this to actually happen? So definitely we're looking for people that are very serious about it. Happy to give any information pretty much to anybody, just to let them know if they want to get serious on it. But definitely reach out to me either on email or on Facebook. And as always, it sometimes takes a little bit of time for me to respond to everything, but I will. So
okay, so what's your email? Ghostlord?
ghostlord@gallopingghost.com.
All right, so Jeremy Shepard, there's your answer. Email Doc, and he'll get you the information you need.
I have 2 other questions, one from Peter, one from Paul. One is asking why do you hand cut? Is it
Over CNC, you mean?
over CNC? Yeah.
That's the way we all learned. We kind of self-taught, and through 10 cabinets in the dumpster, so we figure out how to hand cut properly. We don't own a CNC, and we don't really have a facility where we would want to put a CNC like on more of a permanent basis. So, and honestly, I don't think we do the quantity to merit buying a CNC, because We'd have to do a lot more cabinets. We're probably doing maybe 200, 250 a year. And, I mean, if we were double that, if we were doing 500 a year or something, we might think about a CNC. But for now, our method works pretty good. We're still doing a caveman style.
Yeah, but there's something nice about handcrafted.
It is, yeah.
It's still fun.
Yeah.
It's still fun.
So right now, is there, again, with the games, and you're always buying, and is there anything that you're looking for that you've been in the hunt for?
I know it sounds funny, but when we first opened, we had Soul Calibur 2 on the floor, and it's been in storage now for a few months because it's possible that it's unfixable. We don't know. I've had a bunch of people look at it. Might be a drive. Might be we just need a whole new cage on it. I don't know, but we really need to get Soul Calibur 2 back on the floor. As funny as that sounds.
I liked that game. It's
You
fun.
set a record on that game too, didn't you?
I did. I would like to come by and set one at your place.
Yeah. But that game is really missed.
Yep.
By customers and family members and everything. So we have to get that back out. A couple of the other ones I want to put on the floor really badly, I can't say because we will be putting them on the floor very soon. So
You had a question, ever think about doing candy cabinets? Do you mean making candy cabinets from wood, or do you mean putting them on his floor at the arcade, Mike? We need some clarification on that. So I think I have seen candy
Well,
cabinets made from wood.
I mean, I don't see why not,
You
right?
could, yeah.
Yeah, you could paint them however you want.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, candy cabinets are they're kind of a big thing lately in the last few years. People always ask, do you have any candies? Not
Yeah.
here, but would you put some on your floor? If you had them?
Oh, I don't see why not. Yeah, they're not much deeper than anything else, are they?
Mm-mm.
I mean, you got to get the short stools for them, but
Right.
yeah, we would do that if we ran into some.
Both.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So yes, he'd put them on his floor, and yes, he would build them. Yeah, the Kralix kit, that's right. That guy that made them from wood and sent you, he basically just sent you a kit in a big box, and you put it together yourself, IKEA style at home.
Yeah.
Lumbo just made one of those, right?
He made, it wasn't a, he did like a bar top, I think. I don't know if it was a full size.
No. Where do you hope to, like, you are still in your first year.
Yeah.
You've run some events. How are you looking at growing the arcade and moving it forward? Like, so much of it is like building a strong community, and how are you facilitating that?
We have quite a few regulars at this point. I'm not completely sure it's enough to merit getting like a bigger facility just yet. I think we'll probably have to do at least another year where we're at, and maybe relook at it then. But we have some events coming up in October. Also
Can you say
November.
what yet?
No, I can't. I can't say just yet.
Uh-oh. You're being like Doc. You're holding your cards
I was,
close.
but I was asked that. I wasn't going to offer that. Yeah, we'll announce that soon. We're going to do some events. We're also going to do a couple competitions. So,
Are you going to have a Gamer of the Year for your first year anniversary?
gosh, that's a good question.
I stumped you.
Yeah, I never thought about a Gamer of the Year. I guess we could figure that out pretty easy, couldn't we?
Yeah, that's what arcade's for.
Yeah. We could set a lot more scores at our place than we do. It's like there's just a lot of normal, regular, let's say normal people instead of gamers. But like just people that aren't gamers.
Yeah, there's casual playing.
Our
Yeah.
a big part of our customer base is families, believe it or not. And
Absolutely. So we
with,
totally are here. Yeah.
You know, mom, dad, and kids coming in. And of course, we're busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Mhm.
The rest of the week is give or take, you know. But all part of the growing thing, you know. And a little slower since school got back in, but I think that's expected everywhere.
It is.
People have to grasp the reality of going back to school and such.
Yeah, it kind of shifts the business from the week. It's all shifted to the weekend, so the weekends they're slightly busier, and the weeknights are slower. So
Yeah,
that's the way it is here, at least.
that definitely seems right. That's where we're at too.
Any MK tournaments coming up at Prince Arcades?
I was thinking about that last night, actually, because I have some absolutely stellar prizes to give away. But no one would guess what they are. They're not the medallions.
Oh.
No, we did that to death. So
Okay.
if people order those, we'll make them for them, but we're not really stocking too many of them. But no, we have some old MK stuff that I've had for a couple of years sitting in some boxes, and that will be some good prizes. And yeah, there's another contest we're pondering doing right now is a Williams competition. So
Cool.
should do that very soon. So yeah, we'll do some stuff in October, November, and December. Actually, we have plans for all of those months.
What's your anniversary date?
December 22nd.
It's a good day.
It is. Yeah.
Are you going to be doing the anniversary bash?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we'll definitely be having a party that day.
As long as I'm not working, I'll be there.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, we're looking forward to that. It should be pretty good.
Had you had any moments where you had kind of questioned whether opening an arcade was a good choice?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize about being open 7 days a week. I mean, it sounds fun. It is, you know, and I don't mind the work, and my whole family's greatly involved. My wife has opened the arcade every single day since we started.
Wow.
And I've closed it every single day since we started, but she's been there with the grandson, head of security Jonah, every single day since December 22nd. So,
Wow.
pretty incredible.
It is.
Yeah, I've questioned it, of course. You know, you're like, could I be doing more? I don't think opening the arcade in general has been an actual question, like why did I do this or anything, but it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of upkeep. I think a lot of people go to an arcade or a barcade and they talk to their buddies 2 days later and they say, that was a lot of fun, let's open an arcade. And I think I've seen some of these people do that and close.
Yeah.
But it's definitely something you should be a little bit versed in before you open one. Like, I like to work on cars a little bit, but I wouldn't open a mechanic shop unless I had you know what I mean?
He just opened one.
Did he really? No, it's kind of like you can't. I don't know. I don't think everybody can be good at everything. I'm just messing with you. Have you guys been down Ogden Avenue lately?
Me personally, yes.
I have not been off Ogden Avenue lately.
Just run across it real fast.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there anything that caught you totally off guard? Like, I never thought of this when you like, you know, when you're getting ready to open, you're like, oh wait, we gotta do that. Like this question, it's caught you totally off guard.
Just this question so far. No, not really. I mean, the variables have always been on the top of my mind. Galloping Goes Boulevard. That's pretty good.
GGB.
Are you saying like to share it with people possibly opening?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if something, like you would warn them of like, if like, hey, you didn't think of this, but I ran into it and I didn't think of it either, but now you should know.
So in
Knowing's half the battle.
my case, if I have 75 games on the floor and I don't have at least 10 monitors sitting there as spares, I'm crazy, right?
Yeah. Well.
Or games sitting there as spares. I think a lot of guys might struggle to get everything ready for the floor of the arcade but not have backup stuff, which is probably a huge mistake. Or the ability to fix it, one or the other. Or somebody on speed dial that can fix it. We'll throw that in there too.
Yeah.
So
24-hour tech support.
yeah, you gotta. That's a big deal. And you gotta factor that cost into your monthly expenses because a lot of people don't.
Yep.
I didn't totally.
Okay.
I didn't totally. And I've used a lot of tech since we opened.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of problems that I still can't fix, and or haven't taken the interest or the time to learn. So it's kind of
You got to rely on that outside help.
yeah. Unfortunately, still do on a lot of things. So, but getting there, working on that all the time.
Cool.
Work in progress. Pinball, especially, I don't know anything about pinball. I know we enjoy it, and we've certainly enjoyed adding more to the floor because people definitely come in and play it, and we are always playing it too.
People love it, yeah.
Yeah, it's great. It's really great.
Do you, are you, so many people are either video side or pinball, or are you in the middle, or?
So, I guess I could say I'm in the middle. Anybody that knows me knows I am absolutely horrible at all games, and I always have been. I don't think I've ever had a record in anything. And
Arm champs, too.
Arm champs, the
Get the
arm
Max
wrestling.
out.
That's true. I did have that one. But no, what I think is a good score on some games is people's like throwaway games. So it's kind of pinball too. I'm not terrific at pinball. I enjoy it. I'm not really a score setter though. Getting burnt out of the hobby.
Molly Hatchet asking, as a hobby, I love arcades and pins. One of my worries of opening my own place is getting burnt out in the hobby. Have you guys run into that?
Oh, I haven't been burned out of it. No.
Have you been burned out?
No.
Have you?
You've been
No.
doing it longer.
Doc's been doing it 9 years plus.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been, that was always an initial concern with me as everything. I've always collected things obsessively.
Really?
It's true. It's true. From
What's this I hear about Godzilla?
yeah, that's a new obsession, a returned obsession. I've never had an obsession return. So, but for me, it's always been like with I used to collect Transformers and Star Wars figures and Sega Genesis, and when I was done with something, I was just done with it. And I sold it, and then turned it over into my next obsession.
Oh, the money from the one obsession fueled the next one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
That
And
works.
yeah.
it
Makes sense.
initially was like, oh, what if that ever happened here? And I think it's so outgrown that in the fact that again, going back to the community here, it's like you look at Monday Mystery. Like, I would never not want to do Monday Mystery. It's so fun. You hear about, and it's part of it is putting the game on the floor, but hearing how that you can do something like that's fun, and it makes somebody else's day.
Yeah, I was really surprised at the response. Like, JoJo's Venture, like, seeing people react to that on Facebook was awesome. Like, hey, I remember playing this.
Yeah.
This game's awesome. I played it on Dreamcast. Like, it just that kind of feedback is I think what makes it worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You hear people how they say in the start of the stream, it's like, oh, it makes Monday a good day. It's like what a unique thing. And I don't look at the arcade as like my personal collection. And it's like that thing is its own, which I think is why it was so easy to get back in collecting Godzilla, because it's like, yeah, I'll keep.
You'll keep the arcade collection?
Next thing you know, you're going to have like a camera around his neck.
I look
looking
as
for Godzilla.
I'm working for the arcade and just having fun, and it's the Godzilla is a personal collection. The arcade is something that I get to do to try to make as many people happy as I possibly can. And
That makes sense.
I've seen guys like Patrick O'Malley who he's done it for 30 years. And, I honestly think that's one of the biggest things that kind of led to the downfall of arcades. Like, I often talk about the 7 or 8 year block lifespan of arcades. And just watching how the players shift and how everything shifts, it really happens around that timeline.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I think so much of it is just people burning out. It's like the maintenance drops off and things they're not important. And I think the burnout factor, even from way back in the day, was so high at that 7 or 8 year mark. And
you think that the owners were getting burned out more or less than not?
I think the players
customers
get burned out on the 7-year cycle too.
I think definitely the players. It seems like that's the amount of time that somebody spends doing something to where they the passion might get zapped out of it, and it happens to the players and it happens to the owners as well. So that's something I'm super cognitive of. And again, watching the players like we've watched the players. We've watched players that were coming 5-6 days a week just kind of dwindle off, and it's right around that time marker.
It's 5 to 7 years.
Yeah. So it's a fascinating thing. Just watching it, and especially watching other arcades. It's you see the ones that are really grinding out, like Underground Retrocade. Like, that guy's set his course, and 7 years later, he's still,
I love Scott's Place.
like, tearing ahead. So it's so awesome to see. I don't see you burning out anytime soon with like the journey of your arcade is fresh, but you've had the history of buying and selling. But this would seem like it's just that next thing to kind of extend everything onto something much bigger. And
another chapter in the book, if you will, right? Another, yeah.
It's one thing to take a game to a house and deliver it and watch the faces. And I've seen so many of your Facebook posts where you're delivering a game for Christmas and the smiles and everything. But how is that different now? And has there been any standout things where you see somebody come through the door and they just see that game and the reaction?
That's an incredible feeling to see, and we've all noticed that. Like, that really does make your day. It really does. Like, when someone comes in and genuinely enjoys what you put there for them to enjoy, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And yeah, my wife's noticed that a lot too. People come in and they just flip out over something, and it's usually not something you'd guess. It's like usually a real common game, that they go nuts over.
They just have that connection to it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then, there's always a story how their dad worked in an auto shop and they played this every day after school till the dad got off work, and, and so on. But everybody has a store or a gas station or something they played these games in when they were a kid, and we get to hear about all that, which is awesome, because most of them are fairly local,
I get people that I'm ringing them out. They give me their credit card. Their eyes just start wandering, and their card goes through. I'm handing them their card back, and their eyes are like fixed on the floor. They're not looking back to take their card.
They're already out there.
Their eyes are out there, and they're like fixated on that one game. They're like, I remember
sign
this.
it. Yes,
Yeah. They're like, I'm going to play this. Troy Smith said he's at 20 years, and every year I say this is my last year.
Congratulations on your last year.
Yep. Phil Matuzek. Jeremy, what has been your favorite on the hunt game pickup? Wait, didn't we ask you that before?
Yeah.
You didn't really have an answer.
I don't have an answer.
Carney.
I'm sorry.
Of any of them, I still, one of my favorite stories is one of the first times, probably was it the first time we went out to Troy's warehouse. And it's one of the biggest things when buying arcade games is you get to that price and it's, well, how much do you want for this?
Right.
What do you think it's worth? And that whole back and forth. And Troy's pretty no nonsense and just throws out a price. And you guys were slightly off on what you wanted. And Troy Troy's like, well, I'll flip you for it. And
Wait, flip a coin?
Yeah.
We did.
Did you really?
Mhm.
Did you win?
I did.
That's awesome.
I did. But he honored it. He was like, all right. And the difference was, I don't know, $300 or something.
Yeah. But that was such a unique thing, and I think there's so many people that over-haggle on prices, and
Yeah.
I'm sure even with yourself, there's been so many stories of getting these games, and that's really part of the history of it that kind of will perpetuate as you keep going and buying more of these games. And whether or not it's like, looking at Philip's question again, like, what is one of yours that is probably just, you're in the hunt trips for your arcade or just ever? Excluding that one where I almost killed you, but excluding that one.
Is that a
you
public
really
story?
gonna talk about that?
Is that a public story?
I've
I don't
never.
think it is.
I don't think I've made that public record. Maybe I've made it.
Public record. Check the archives.
Unless that was your favorite.
That was a good haul.
Yeah?
It was. I'd say picking up the F-Zero AXs. I picked up a couple F-Zero AXs. One for this place, right?
I was gonna say one went to us. Yeah.
You had called, and you were like, "I'm out in Indiana."
The one that came here
Yeah.
was Indiana. Yep.
And you're like, "You want anything from out here?" And I was like, "Hold on." And then I literally checked Craigslist, and I'm like, "Oh yeah, I need this." Yeah, if you can just go grab that and pick that up. I'll take that.
This massive thing.
When you could just find an F-Zero AX on Craigslist.
Yeah.
It wasn't being trolled as bad then, right? Yeah, and then we had to take a car hauler for it because it was so massive. I still got pictures of that. That was good. Little kids at stoplights freaking out. What is that? Spaceship.
And then the other one, was that memorable as for F-Zero? Was it memorable for why? Like, why was it memorable?
Just because it was so big and crazy, and that was the first one I picked up. There's been a total of 3 now, but that was the first one. That's such a hard question because I don't really know that there's been a hunt that wasn't just a total blast. You know what I mean? I know what you're saying, like looking for an outstanding one.
I think it also is because you're going with some people that you enjoy hanging out with too.
Well, that's it too. You can watch grass grow with people you like, and it's fun, you know.
Right.
It's definitely who you're with.
I know there was a time or two where it was just, it's such that different thing of going and doing a different part for your arcade, where I know I've been kind of just so many repairs going on, and it's like, oh, let's drive out to Troy's. Like, we got to find something to buy. It's a long trip.
It's like a vacation now.
It is. It's a whole day, but one, you never know what you're gonna get.
Well, that's the good thing about going to Troy's warehouse or other people's warehouse as opposed to just going on, a game pickup where you're picking up 1 or 2 games. It's fun to peruse through.
It's like the
some
swap
different
meets.
stuff.
You never know what's
Oh yeah, and the swap meets. Anytime you go and dig deep enough, there's definitely some goodies that you need. You just have to take the time to look. Yeah.
Shout outs to Scott Pekulski for joining us
On Facebook, nice.
on Facebook. Yes,
Scott's a good guy.
he is.
We got any other questions? We get.
How about anything but that?
Ice Matt saying, Jeremy, you do a great job with Prince Arcades on social media, the posts, the videos. Bolingbrook is a better place for having you in the promenade.
Thank you very much. That's very awesome of you.
Like, how
Very awesome.
How is it to get the praise that you get?
Like, stuff like that's outrageous, man. That's very cool. Thank you very much for that. It's good to be appreciated, you know? Yeah.
I
It's
can't.
awesome.
I find it every day. It's so like
It's
you
unbelievable.
get to do what you like doing.
Yeah, we put a bunch of arcade games in a building, and when we're slow, we get to play them, and we're getting thanked for that.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome, right?
Yes,
I mean,
there's
it's
this guy from
great.
Germany here today that like had to talk to Doc and like tell him how much he appreciated the place. That was just cool to see.
It is fun. I'm not
really
discounting
is.
the work involved behind it, like saying it's just all fun. You turn the key and play games all day.
Well,
And that's some of the guys opening arcades hear only that part. I'm not trying to do that either.
has there been of anybody like so many people? The collectors really know kind of the amount of effort that goes into keeping everything running, and have you had anybody that not that they're against you opening, but think you're crazy for trying to open?
I think a lot of people think we're crazy for opening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said to my wife before we even opened, I said, "What if we don't make it?" And she goes, "Yeah, what if?" Which is true.
You just
For
don't
sure.
know.
Yeah. Didn't matter. We're going to do it anyway. And hopefully we last a good long time. But we do the best we can and keep coming up with new ways to do cool stuff, you know? And with the cooperation of the customers coming in, that's all we need.
Maurice asking if there's any pinball tournaments coming up.
There's going to be something in October
Was there gonna be for here or for your place or for both?
at Prince. Is there any coming up here?
Who knows?
Who knows?
How
Yeah,
many games do we have in common? Just Monster Bash?
F-14.
We have F-14 and Monster Bash. Monster Bash?
That's bad.
I want to get those mirrors.
The blades.
Oh my god. That's such a different look. I love it. They sell those separate, I think.
If there's, they probably do. You can probably call them the fine folks over at Chicago Gaming.
Yeah. Our buddies over there. Yeah, but I definitely want to get those because those are, it really enhances it.
That was when you bought Monster Bash. That is pins. It's one thing buying video games where, like, you'll buy a lot of games for
The price of one
the
pinball.
price of one pinball.
A lot of games.
How more is it? Is it much more difficult for you to be like, yeah, I want a pinball machine today? And what
Yeah,
goes into
you-
the buying process?
A lot. You have to kind of put money away for a little bit on that one. It's not like, pocket money. You can buy some games if you get the right price on them. But pins, yeah, they take a little planning. We've been trying to add more pins, and we were doing one a month there for a while. But we stopped a few months ago. I got my eye on a couple right now.
Like what?
New stuff, right?
No, actually not new. Neither one of them is new that I'm thinking about.
Or can you say?
I'm not gonna say.
That's better. Keep it a surprise for the customers. Get them to show
Well,
up.
Neither one you
not
have.
talking.
Neither one.
Not talking. The people listening, they want to hear the answers.
Oh, we got a.
Should I say the answer? Should I say it?
No, this.
No, not if you don't want
Not
to.
if you don't want to.
Brian Hook says, 2 arcade giants. Hello from the West Coast. GameWorks Classic Arcade, Plymouth Falls, Oregon. Thank you for watching.
Oregon.
Yeah,
wow.
thanks for being here.
Nice.
Over on Facebook. We had a question from Evan on Facebook. Do you have any problems with customers abusing machines? And how do you deal with them? You bring them out back?
We have this dumpster in the back that's like when you shut the door, it compacts.
Oh, really?
Oh my god, it makes it so much easier than years ago. Actually, no, we
You have a head of security, don't you?
we do. We have a security team. It's one person, but we have the head of security. We do not. In fact, my wife, the lovely Jennifer, has even Jonah, yes, has even got the kid thing figured out with the pinball, where kids come in and they just
Slam on this.
do the chimp thing and they play the drums on the flippers. So when families come in today, Jen will pull them to the side and talk to the kids and ask the kids if they ever played pinball before. And if they haven't, she'll give them a tutorial. So she does like a 2-minute lesson and teaches the kids how to not, just beat on it. Like, you want to wait for the ball and then hit it, not just sit there aimlessly, And then she tells the kids that they're pinball certified, and they just freak out. They're like, "We're certified."
That's awesome.
It is. And, because the biggest problem is they'll hit start like a million times.
Put up 4 players. Yeah.
4-player game, then they'll play 2 balls and walk away, so then we got to clear the whole thing.
Yeah.
But ever since she started doing that, and she has the most patience with kids, it's crazy. But ever since she started doing that with the kids on pinball, it's been awesome because that eliminated all that.
Well, kids
and then
have
you give them the sense of importance, where
yes,
and they are, but and then to learn something while they're there is pretty neat. So they learn how to respect the pinball,
Yeah, you give them a sense of duty. Like, now that I'm certified, I gotta do this. I gotta do this right.
Mm-hmm. So I learned that from her.
That's good.
I was just like opening the back door with one leg up, ready to kick. But then she started explaining to the kids, and everybody's so perceptive. It's awesome. Everybody's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. So pinball certified.
Yeah.
Carolyn asking, have either of us had any instances where security was needed? We've not had anything that has required security. No fights, no outbursts. Obviously, we've had people that are playing too rough, and same thing. You go over and talk to them a little bit. But have you had any? That was always such a big concern of arcades back in the day was. What
they
the
bring all this stuff, yeah.
Like gang violence and fights and all the crazy things that
they come on with them.
Yeah, that happened in arcades 30 years ago.
I think that was when you didn't have to pay to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like, if you just open the door up to everybody that just wants to stand around and not spend any money, then I could see that happening.
Yeah, that'd be different.
We haven't had any.
No instances?
No.
Okay, good.
And it's like an all positive business, Like, people go there to have fun, and if they were in a crappy mood, they probably wouldn't be going to an arcade, I would imagine. But no, we've never had any.
Nice.
No. I don't even think we've had any bad reviews, which is great.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I'm not looking forward to my first bad one.
That first bad one is.
I heard you stay up at night.
It's like a dagger in the heart.
I'm at, like, what? I've done all this to try, and I get this shit,
Jeremy on Facebook says you should get her to film the tutorial.
Yeah, that'd be.
I've thought about that. We should do that. We will do that. We'll get Jennifer to film that.
Shout outs to Matt Rocco, the original gamer of the year, for joining us.
He was, that's right.
The Gotti father.
He was the first to get a world record. Who was the first to get a world record at?
Oh, that's a good question.
Uh-oh. Do you not know?
No, I can find out.
Okay.
I just don't have it on me. But yes, I will find that out. It's probably James White.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's probably James.
Maybe.
But if Gamer of the Year is the one that set the most records, it might be Matt Rocco. Matt Rocco set a bunch of records.
He has. He just got that Diet Go-Go. From
Go-Go.
James.
That's right.
He swiped it from James.
Yes, he did. He
Good job.
Ripped the paper down. Matt wants me to get a buck hunter, huh?
Yeah.
Are you opposed to that?
No. I love buck hunting. No. I'm not opposed to that. A newer one, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like the plastic cabinet.
Yeah.
The totally cool ones. The old ones, I wouldn't, but that's just me. I know millions of people love it, though.
Totally.
Yeah.
I guess so. We're about an hour in. Definitely, if you have questions for either me and Pete or our special guest Jeremy Fox from Prince Arcades, make sure to put them in the stream chat now. Be happy to answer them. If you're just joining us, joined here today by Jeremy Fox, who is the owner of Prince Arcades out in Bolingbrook. Make sure you check out his Facebook and Twitter. You're on Twitter, right? And Instagram?
Mm-hmm. We are. Yeah, Prince Arcades.
That's
A little funny there.
Todd had an idea over on Twitch, make a pinball certified button. You put the button on the kid, and now the kid knows he's certified.
Oh,
We have a button maker.
you know what? I feel compelled to tell Todd that I'm going to show you guys this for proof. Okay.
proof is needed.
Well, yeah. Well, it'll help. So this is today. Okay.
Oh, click on that. Here,
I'm gonna click on this.
show it up there.
Let me make sure it shows. Is that gonna work?
Flip it downward a little. Oh, flip it downward a little bit. It's not gonna. You're not gonna see it. Oh, there you go.
Sort of.
Kind of, yeah. It says pinball certified. Yeah.
So it's pinball certified. Maybe Jen's not watching this, but I was gonna surprise Jen, and we're having a whole bunch of stickers made. We should have them in a couple days. So
Awesome. That's an awesome idea.
and very good idea, Todd. That is awesome.
Like mine's.
Yeah, very awesome. So and then the kids will get even more of a sense of
Yeah.
a sticker.
Yep. And if another kid had a sticker and he didn't, what do I have to do to get certified?
Yeah.
You gotta go back up the counter and get certified.
Yeah.
It's a
That's
free
great.
certificate.
Yeah. Well, you had a question about how do you guys certify when someone has a new record in-house. So that varies by game, but most of the time you want to let us know before you start the record, because certain games we do have to record your entire run. There's no way to tell if an additional credit is used. Some games like Gauntlet, if you add a credit while playing, it adds more life. That type of thing. So it varies definitely by game, but let us know before you start, because we may have to film the entire attempt.
Yeah. And we have a lot of people come up and
Yeah.
I set a record. How many credits you used? 15. Well,
So
it's one credit.
Yeah. Once you tell them that, sometimes their face sinks, but if you can get them, saying like, okay, do the best you can on one, then tell me what you get. Now you get a new arcade sign up,
I observe so many people playing a game. They'll play a game. Game will end. They'll start to walk away. They'll look up at the scorecard on top of it, and then they'll play again.
Yeah.
I see that all the time. All the time. Like, wow. And then you can tell they're thinking, like, how long did it take someone to do that?
Yep.
Well, some people years, I guess, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
So far we haven't had any additional questions, but I guess
No backwards hats.
No. that was a
for
rule.
the gang violence.
Yeah, that was a rule in the old days.
Oh yeah, and
The
there's certain
arcades.
colors you couldn't wear probably a lot.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, especially in Chicago and stuff.
what are, I know you're always constantly, the social media side of an arcade has been such a important part of it for us.
Mm-hmm.
How was that for you, getting into doing social media?
So, I feel it's very important and very helpful. And I think without it, it would be a completely different business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I find myself annoying at the amount of times I'm posting, and then I gotta kind of pull back on it, because for a while I was posting every couple hours, and then I got to thinking, if I was watching this, I would unfollow. So I stopped posting all the time. So now I only post stuff, a fraction of what I was doing. When we first opened, I posted every day, many, many times a day for, I don't know, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was like, I feel like I'm married to this phone, And then I had to stop doing it, and I did get some feedback. People threatening to unfollow. Dude, if you don't stop posting, I'm gonna. So I stopped.
Are you doing like Instagram? Are you doing Twitter also, or no?
Yeah, we do Twitter and Instagram
I know Facebook, obviously.
and Facebook and Google. Actually,
You want to plug your links so people can follow you?
I don't even know what it is. I mean, is it on here?
Yeah, it'll
It's
say
probably
on
just Google.
I'll try to find them for you.
Okay, yeah, let's see what comes up on a regular.
If I just search Prince Arcades.
It's going to be just Prince Arcades.
Arcade or arcades?
Plural.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice background you got there.
Thank you.
All right, so we got your Twitter there.
Yeah, so follow that. And then Instagram is the same thing.
Okay. All right, Instagram. Sorry for the clack, clack, clack. There's no way to do this without doing that.
Somebody made that one.
This one?
No, that's holding up the sign.
Mhm.
It's pretty funny.
I like that. All right, so we got. Please do follow Jeremy on the social media links.
Thanks.
Yeah. Is there anything else you want to cover, or anything that jumps to mind?
Nothing comes to mind specifically. Is there any questions that are maybe I can answer? I don't know.
Do you have any other questions?
Not really. Not yet. I'll let you know when the episode's over.
Yeah, we'll do that for sure.
Do you foresee any like it's so hot? Is it something? How do you see, or what would it take for you to expand the arcade? Like, obviously, things are going well, and the player base is growing and growing. When will it be the right time for you to take that next step to a spot where?
I'd say at least another year.
Yeah.
Now, would you
Yeah.
expand or would you add a second location to your original?
It depends on we absolutely have thought about doing a second location, but we don't want to lose the personal touch of it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if I want to
You can't be both places at once.
let go of, be hard to do that. We if it was one of the two, we'd probably just get in a bigger spot.
Okay.
Hopefully in the same mall, That's the only place we'd really want to be in Bolingbrook, honestly. Like I said, we looked at other spots, but it just wasn't.
We get, as someone who has bought and sold so many games, we get people that are always asking the question of how do you put the value on a game?
Start low and go high?
Oh man, today it's something. I can't believe what stuff's selling for today. And I don't try to stay with that market necessarily. If I want to sell something, it's because I want the space. I don't necessarily put stuff as high as some people do, but value is, I suppose, what something's worth is exactly what someone's willing to pay for it, and that varies between party. I still like to go to warehouses and find games for $100, and
Sure.
certainly if I have some beater games that don't work, I would sell them for that, equivalent of that. Supply and demand, I suppose, has a lot to do with it. But like the new replica games we make, we've been the same price on those for, 8 years. Same exact price, even though everything in the world's gone up.
Yeah.
15% in 8 years, maybe more.
What's your thoughts on there's been the new one-off arcades, like the small cabinets that they're selling in Walmart, and what's your thought and what's your take on those?
I think for the price they're charging for them, if people enjoy them, I think they're a reasonable price.
If you get them on sale, I think they start at $300, but you get them on sale, they're like $150, $200. That's not that bad.
Yeah, and if you're looking for that stand-up experience, I don't know that I would necessarily make them like that, but
They're a unique design because they're like almost too small to stand at, but like sitting, you'd have to raise them a little bit. Like they're kind of right in the middle. Have you seen them?
Oh yeah, I picked one up. I was gonna like throw it over the aisle in Walmart just for fun, but I decided not to. But the size, yeah, I don't get that. I mean, if they would have made them just a little bit taller,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have any strange talking point. So that I don't understand whatsoever. Shipping reasons, I think,
Probably.
so they can stack more in a container. But a lot of I have not played one ever, but a lot of guys that have a lot of games at home have bought them, and you see posts all the time about people that bought them, enjoy them, kids like to play them, and I guess it's not a lot of money invested, right?
Not really. I mean, yes and no. I mean, a lot of people think to buy like a stand-up real arcade machine, quote unquote, is going to cost them thousands, which just isn't the case if you know where to look.
Yeah, that's right.
If you buy just a generic JAMA cabinet for $150 and buy a cheap PCB for $50, like you can get the same experience
That's right.
on a real cabinet,
Yeah.
and it's real arcade stuff. People think it. Oh, I'm going to pay eBay prices, no matter what I want.
Yeah.
And that's not
eBay?
the case. Yeah.
Well, a lot of times when you buy a home system, I mean, aren't some of the discs $100 or more for a game?
They can be.
When you look at it that way,
They're like $60, yeah.
a stand-up game for $300 is
Mhm.
not terrible.
Mhm.
I don't think there's going to be any resale on them.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
think they're going to have to sell them for $75 or $100 when they're used.
Yeah.
I don't think there'll be much more than that.
Yeah, I can see that.
But I don't suppose you buy stuff with resale in mind. You buy it because you want to enjoy it. So the door's open. Someone left it open or something.
Yeah, now I hear everything.
Is
Where's that coming from?
that's
That-
the front door.
That door right there?
No, this one.
Oh, that one there.
That's your mic's really good. That's why.
It's picking up, yeah. I'll be right back. Okay.
crazy.
Cool. With there being, again, you've bought and sold so many games. Is there a game out of all of them that you look back on selling
Oh my
that you're
God.
like, oh, I wish I still had that?
There is a lot. A lot of them are here at the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Such as Discs of Tron,
Discs of Tron. That was the first.
Blaster. No, the first game I sold you was
Was that
Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I would have kept the Spy Hunter or two.
He was wheeling in a cabinet. I couldn't just close it on him.
Oh. I would have seen
I
one.
couldn't
Something
say what.
arriving.
Oh, what could it be?
Who knows?
Is that a Monday mystery?
Well, that's why we can't say what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what does that say?
So
Mortal Kombat and Pac-Man are the two most popular. Yeah. I think he's talking about the one-ups.
yeah.
The Mortal Kombat one does look cool. Is there an extra button on it? Did I see that right? Or is that little mini one that there's an extra button on? One of the new ones has 6 buttons on it, which is... Yeah. I don't know.
Cool. Pete, did you have any other questions? Stream chat, do you have any more questions?
I think we're good.
Looks like they're trying to give us a half day.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. We're in.
Cool. I think.
Wait.
Yeah.
Jeremy.
Oh.
What games are you currently playing? What are you enjoying right now at your
Right
place?
now,
Yeah.
I'm playing a lot of Comet Pinball.
Okay.
Comment.
I love Comet. I so love it. And there's 3 in that series. Eventually, I'd like to find the other 2. And I'm playing Mappy.
Cool.
I've given a break to Space F because I can't beat the record holders score
You should just
in
get rid of
our
the game off the
arcade. No way. Space F is great. But, and that's funny because that's one of the games where you actually get worse as you play it throughout the day. Like most games but because it's so physical, like your first game is your best. Yeah, Mappy's awesome. And my score on Mappy sucks, but like for me it's good. That's what's bad about it. Comet.
Comet and Mappy.
Comet and Mappy.
Doc, what about you? Third Strike still?
I was playing a little Third Strike. I still been.
Oh
I
yeah.
got a game of Robotron in. But I've not had my. I'm gonna be over at Pinball later today, so I can't say what else I've been playing.
Oh, okay.
What are you gonna dig on over there at Pinball?
You'll find out soon. And of course, Dark Presence. But now that you've conquered Guerrilla War, what are you on to next?
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. I might stay with Guerrilla War, see if I can up my score a little more.
Make it unobtainable.
See if I can beat the game without dying, that type of thing.
Wow.
Darius 2.
I don't know if I can do that. My
Yeah.
my hands aren't what they used to be. Requires a lot of 2-button mashing, which is extremely hard on my arthritis, and
Is he claiming old age?
I am. I don't know if I can do that game. But yeah, you know what? After that, maybe it's time to finally conquer Final Fight. I've been meaning to 1cc that for a while. So I don't know. Yeah, Guerrilla War I might stay playing for a little bit. Maybe I'll try to up my King of the Monsters 2 score. Then maybe Final Fight. We'll see.
Cool.
I have been playing a lot of Moon Patrol too.
That's a
Moon
great game.
Patrol.
We just put that up a week or two ago. Yeah, I love it.
So you got Comet, Moon Patrol. Do you have any other space themes? Oh, Space App. You get all the space games there.
Yeah. Comet's a roller coaster one, as opposed to the space one, the pinball one.
Cool. Well, yes, definitely make sure you're following Jeremy Fox from Prince Arcades on Facebook.
You got a question there?
You offer cabinets with CRTs.
It depends on what you want. Like in particular, you could send me a question on what you want exactly. We're making about 20-something different cabinets right now. So, and we're willing to make more. Matt's funny. We just need to have a template of the original, and we'll be more than happy to make it and make it available for everybody. Usually is a
That's for Prestige over in the Twitch chat.
881. 881.
Cool. That's about all I had.
All right. Anything you wanted to add? or-
No, I think we're
Well,
good. Come see us in Bolingbrook at Prince Arcades.
yeah, and make sure you follow him on Facebook, Twitch, or Twitter, and Instagram as well.
Yep.
And see all the updates and new events and all the cool stuff going on at Prince Arcades out in Bolingbrook. So thanks, Jeremy, for being here.
Thanks for having me, you guys. Very good time. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete, as always, for everything you do. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. Don't forget Friday mystery game coming up over at Galloping Ghost Pinball. Hope to see you there on our stream for that too.
What could that
Very
be?
excited for it. So
Who knows?
Huh.
who knows? Thanks everybody. This is Doc Mack from the Galloping Ghost Arcade. We hope to see you around the arcade soon.
Have a good day.
See you, everyone.
Thanks everybody.